Alrighty, the stream will begin soon. In just a few minutes, welcome back to the Die-In Theater. There's been, a few renovations, which you'll see soon enough. This is gonna be fun. First time doing this for real. The new style of Die-In Theater. I'm very excited about showing it to you all. Oh boy, let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat though. So, I'd just like to say greetings to Michael, greetings to Ryan, and greetings to Sir Edmund the 13th, who have shown up just a little bit early. Welcome, fellows. And if you're watching, let me know in the YouTube chat that you're here. I don't want to feel so lonely. I guess that is everybody. I can at least see... So far, I think 3 people are watching so far. So, yeah, I guess that's everybody. But, greetings. The stream will begin soon. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. And you'll see all kinds of new stuff with this stream. All kinds of new stuff. If you have any questions for, I guess, the 4 minutes remaining until the stream officially begins, let me know. I will answer them. Let me see. Okay, Corey Kamerman says, "Hey Doc, finally showed up for one of these. That's good to hear. This is gonna be a little different from, the ones that have been usual, I have to say. It's gonna be a little different. But different in a good way. It's gonna be much more quality control, I have to say. Also, Sir Edmund, okay, so you're designated Dave. Okay, so you have, like, I guess, some different names across accounts. I got you. All right, Fat Fox. Okay, hiya, Fat Fox. How you doing? Michael Blanchard says, best Dracula film. Okay, well, something that's sort of an unfortunate part of, these streams compared to the Rabbit streams is the Rabbit streams, the chat was basically in real time, so I'm assuming there's gonna be, like, I guess a 20-second delay between me seeing your comments and me actually answering them, which sucks. I kind of missed that about the Rabbit thing. But anyway, back to Michael's question. Best Dracula film. Actually, I might as well go to the car at this point if I'm gonna be talking at length. Greetings, I'm your host, Dr. Wolfula, and welcome to the Die-In Theater. The actual show will begin soon, and I guess I should have some... Oh, that's too loud. That's way too loud. I'm sorry if you, if that destroyed your ears. Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot to lower the volume. My bad. That might have been really loud. I guess I'll find out. Oh, boy. Yeah, sorry about that. Let me turn that down. Oh, fuck me. Oh, God. Okay, that was a bit of a little oopsie. A little oopsie. Okay, let me see. Alright, but best Dracula film, I honestly have to go with the Bela Lugosi Dracula. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's technically not all that great, but I just love Lugosi's performance. I just have to go with, well, I also kind of like the Coppola Dracula. That's fun. That is fun, and I'm sorry for the loudness. I didn't mean to do that. I forgot to turn down the volume of the background music. My bad. This is the first time I've ever done this kind of stream for patrons. So there's gonna be some kinks I need to work out, but it's gonna be a fun time in the old Die-In Theater. And I guess we're gonna be starting in 2 minutes officially. Okay, let me see. Tony Boy says goulash for governor. I don't know about that. I mean, I guess if I get to be president, sure, he could be a governor, whatever. I'd rather him be like something like, minor, just like a secretary or something. Man. Okay, let me see. Tony Boys says, goulash announced for MCU Phase 4. Well, I'd be surprised by that. I mean, I know there's like a Doc Frankenstein, I guess, in the DC universe. I think that's his name. Like, he's like just this Frankenstein that's like a secret agent, I think. I'm not totally sure, but I don't know. I don't know about Goulash becoming a Marvel character. I don't know about that. Oh, boy. But I guess we're going to start in just, I guess, right now, I guess. I guess I'll get into the movie we'll be watching. Oh, there's Goulash. Just ignore him, Okay. Tonight's featured presentation will be Horror Express, starring Christopher Lee, of course, and Peter Cushing, as well as Telly Savalas. Oh, boy. Yeah, star-studded cast for this 70s horror film. This 70s horror film that is very much a public domain film, which is surprising. I'm surprised there's a movie that's from the 70s that's public domain. That's a little, it's a little surprising. They usually public domain movies are a lot older, but I guess there's certain legal loopholes. This movie was made in conjunction between, the UK and Spain. So I guess there was just some kind of legal shit that caused this to become public domain way earlier than it should have been. Or maybe, the company... Actually, sometimes the companies will go under, and the copyrights are not, restored. So, whatever. I'm not going to dwell too much on why it's public domain. I'm just going to accept that it is public domain, okay? Alrighty, let me get into this fucking movie already. Let's get the movie started, Goulash. Let's get going. Okay, let's start the movie. Okay, you guys all ready? I just want to make sure you patrons are ready for this. Okay, and I need to remember to keep an eye on the chat, too. Sometimes I get a little distracted by my animated me. Oh, boy. But check this out. Actually, I want to show this really quick. It's like Mystery Science Theater. I got the whole moving silhouette thing now. It's really nice. It's not a static image anymore. That's really nice. Just get the whole full drive-in theater experience going. Okay, but anyway, let's get started for real. Turn off the music. Turn on the movie. Alrighty. There we go. Had you scared for a second, didn't I? Not just from the sudden sound of the train, but you were like, okay, I can't see the movie. Don't worry. Gotta turn on the projector. Just give it a moment. Oh, boy. Alrighty. Brandon Valdez says, my body is ready. My body is ready, too. And Fat Fuck says, not only am I Fat Fuck, I'm also the Evil Gimp. Oh, you're the Evil Gimp. Oh, man, you guys all have, different crazy usernames. It's hard to keep track of them sometimes. Oh, boy. Honestly, I saw the movie earlier today, and the font they're using for this movie doesn't necessarily, match up with the vibe of the movie. This movie takes place in, I think, the 20s or the 30s, and this is very sci-fi. I guess this is technically a sci-fi horror movie, but it feels a bit more contemporary style sci-fi. I don't know. Sometimes they get a little weird with the fonts. Whatever. Ah, boy. Oh, man, you're gonna have a scary experience when they're, fucking yelling during the credits at, just text. The text isn't even that scary. You just know something shitty, in a scary way is coming. Not necessarily. This is actually a really good movie. Just want to let you know. It's a good, solid 70s horror movie. It's basically, not to spoil things too much going in, it's essentially kind of like The Thing from Another World, but, on a train. It's essentially that. I guess it's technically Who Goes There. It's the same basic premise. An extraterrestrial that was sort of frozen in time is exhumed, and it's set loose, and it takes the form of all kinds of different passengers. So it's basically taking that concept and just applying it to a different scenario, pretty much. And I do agree with you, Tony Boys. It is the most 70s font ever, and this is definitely you're gonna really get the sense that this is a British-Spanish co-production. Based on the fucking accents, definitely. Let me know if you. I want to make sure. It's hard. It's always hard for me to tell. So let me know if you can hear if you can hear me and the movie pretty okay. You should hear me more than the movie, but I want to make sure you can at least hear the dialogue. Okay, so let me know if you can. Or if the movie's much louder than me. I never like to hear that.
The decision as to where the blame for the catastrophe lies.
Oh man, that is some gritty narration. I feel like I saw the movie earlier today, and I feel like the movie could have used sort of a closing narration by that guy too. It opens with the narration, but it has this shot, and I'm not gonna spoil it. It has this shot that feels like some narration should have accompanied it. It feels a little weird seeing the closing shot out of context. it takes you out of the movie slightly, but luckily it takes you out of the movie right when the movie ends, so it doesn't matter that much. Also, this is Christopher Lee, and honestly, I am used to seeing him as an old man. I am used to seeing him as, the elderly man of Star Wars and Lord of the Rings fame, but of course before all that happened, he was Hammer horror films, especially Dracula. He played Dracula famously. You know, I'd say he's the second most famous Dracula, possibly. You know, behind Bela Lugosi, who will always be the most famous. Blaze Piffington says, wish I wasn't lucid/sober for this outing, but it is what it is. Yeah. You know, it always helps to have a little bit of, chemical interference when you go to the drive-in. Just a little help, just a little companion. Like, it's always nice to have a little treat, you know? Kylo Strawberry says, I always thought Lee was pretty cool in Man with the Golden Gun. Huh. Is that a Bond film? I'm not actually familiar with that movie title. It sounds like it would be a Bond film, but I'm not sure. Corey Kamerman says a little Colt 45. Yeah, damn straight. A little Billy D. Williams action. Yeah. Is that one of the official Bond movies, though? Or is it one of those? Because I know they made some, like, unofficial, like, Bond movies every now and then. So I'm not familiar with that one. Huh. Man, look at all the Asians.
My name is Saxton. Alexander Saxton. If you will check, you will find a telegram I sent you 3 weeks ago.
Man, look at Christopher Lee, though. Like, all young and fresh. Like, he's just got some gray in hair, but he's a young guy. Wow.
Yes.
It's wild. Like, I'm so used to him being old or being Dracula. You know, he's just a normal dude in this movie. And, of course, Peter Cushing, who would go on to play, he was in the Hammer films as well. He would go on to play, famously, Grand Moff Tarkin and be this scary CGI guy in Rogue One. Oh, boy.
Bacteriology, excellent technician.
For a woman, he means.
Man, but these guys were in so many movies, like, they could fucking CGI them till the end of time. That's a suspicious-looking Asian. I better keep my eye on him. Yeah, something about that Asian, that particular Asian guy, it just doesn't sit well with me. I just know he's up to something, like all these other Asians are totally upstanding, but this one's up to something. Like, oh yeah, that's definitely suspicious. Oh man. There actually are a lot of white people. I think this is actually Russia, so I think it's like this weird sort of cultural melting pot of Russia, I guess. Where there's quite a few Asian people, but also, you know, white people and stuff. Lots of Asian people, actually, you know what I see. The East. Blue Mail says, never watched this before. I had never seen this before either. Not until today. Earlier today, I watched it before this stream, so I could at least have, an idea of what the movie was going to be like, so I don't necessarily have to totally wing it. Just wanted to also be totally clear that this was after watching it, I can definitely confirm this is basically The Thing, but on a train. Oh, shit, that is a power move right there. Well, those are some bright uniforms, I have to say. After watching this movie today, like, this is like the brightest colors you'll ever see in this film.
To make myself useful.
Now I remember. I do have your Excellency's ticket.
Actually looks like Harry Potter's uncle, now that I think about it.
Right here.
Thank you.
Ah, my ticket to Hogwarts. Thank you, sir. Blaze Piffington says Blofeld is actually in a bunch. He's played by different actors. My favorite is Telly Savalas, and oh yeah, Telly Savalas. Yeah, this actually has, you know, some James Bond alums. I have to say. Unfortunately, Telly Savalas takes a while to get into this movie, but he's really good. He really plays up the role, I have to say. But this is actually probably my favorite character in this movie, just this fucking crazy monk who looks kind of like skinny Hagrid, I guess. I'm talking way too much about Harry Potter, I have to say. God damn it.
I'll be damned.
The work of the devil.
The most suspicious guy at the train station, I have to say. Imagine someone doing this at the airport, like, you know, it wouldn't fly. Honestly, it is, watching this movie, it is like, definitely gives you an idea of how times have changed. Like, you can get away with a lot more in these sort of public spaces. And hello, Remy. And hello, Zevin. Christopher Lee was 6'5" when he first became an actor. Producers said he would never be a leading man because he was too tall, says Zevin. Oh, well... That's actually right. People love tall people.
There, Excellency?
But yeah, times have changed where... I don't know, I mean, maybe times haven't really changed that much, and this is a movie, so people can get away with all kinds of sketchy shit in movies, but there's sketchy shit in these transportation areas that just, you know, people get away with in this movie. That's so crazy to think about. Like, you maybe could have gotten away with just waving a gun around. Hi, Ethan. I'm sorry. I might have missed your previous comments. I'm sorry. The problem with streaming on YouTube instead of Rabbit now is I can't know, like, Rabbit had this, like, sort of row of, like, profile images that told me who was in the stream, so I could just say hi and see all the names and know exactly who's watching. It's not really like that on YouTube, unfortunately. It's not as friendly. So I'm not going to be able to necessarily greet, if you want me to greet you, I will, but I'm not necessarily going to be able to know to greet everybody, so if I don't greet you, greetings anyway. Fat Fuck says, where's Goulash at? Oh, who cares? He's at the concession stand. Well, not the concession stand, the ticket booth, the ticket area. Well, he's right here, see? He's just sort of chilling out, not blinking. Really creepy. Okay, let's stop worrying about Goulash, though. This is supposed to be about me.
Where's Craig C?
It's over there, sir.
It's not here.
I want to be careful with this one. Oh, thank you.
Oh, I figured the monk was based on Rasputin. Like, very, very Rasputin-like. I guess that's kind of like a stock character. Sort of these Rasputin types. Yeah, that makes sense. That follows, Corey. Blaze Piffington says, maybe YouTube will change that. I mean, with all the ads and shit flowing heavily. Well, hopefully there weren't any ads playing. I think I turned off yeah, I turned off ads. So hopefully you didn't see any ads while watching this stream. Ideally, you didn't. I don't know, I'm starting to think there might be something inside that box. I'm just imagining things. Oh man, it's just covered in Gouda. I want to lick that face. That looks absolutely delicious. I gotta say, Ethan Morris says, what the fuck are you talking about? I saw like 3 ads. Kidding. Okay, well that's good to know that you're just kidding. Like, damn. Oh yeah, that's something I saw earlier, Remy Traystores. And Remy Traystore says, has anyone listened to Christopher Lee's metal band? Thoughts? I'm just familiar with it. I've never heard any of the music, but that's wild stuff. The fact that he has a metal band, that's pretty wild. Jesus Perez says, I made my mom watch this live stream with me, and now she's a fan. Well, that's good to know. Hello, Jesus's mom.
What are you going to astound the scientific world with this time?
You'll read about it in the
Lou Mail
Society's
says,
annual
what is it
report.
called?
It's a remarkable fossil.
Oh, the, I don't know what Christopher Lee's
But
metal
you got
band is
something
called.
live in there. I heard it.
You're mistaken.
Might want to check his Wikipedia. I just know he has a metal band, which is a pretty interesting bit of trivia. Well, he had a metal band. He's dead now.
Economize on food bills.
That's pretty. He was next level. He was an old man with a metal band. Like, damn.
Baggage man.
He was savvy.
Alinka, what's the matter with you?
Yes, Countess?
You have a safe full of valuables?
Yes, Countess?
I can't remember whether or not the dog dies in this movie. I kind of hope it doesn't. I feel like I would know if the dog died. I feel like that would, like, stand out to me. I really hope the dog doesn't die. I mean, who knows? This was back when they killed dogs for real.
Nothing
Like,
that would
they were
interest
like,
Alinka, madame.
let's just kill the dogs let's kill the animals in our movies for real. I assume that's what they did.
I'm honored, madame.
Oh, yes,
I remember
England.
reading they
Queen
did
Victoria,
they did a
Crumpet,
sequel to Every Which
Shakespeare.
Way But Loose,
I admire
which was,
power.
I believe that was the name of the
I believe
Clint
there is a
Eastwood
bond between our
orangutan
countries.
movie.
My
And
husband,
in the sequel,
Count
they, like, the
Petrovsky,
trainer
says that in
like
the
got
15th
annoyed
century,
by the
your
orangutan
King Henry
and like
betrayed us to the Russians.
fucking beat it to death. That's what they fucking did
I
back in the
hope
day.
that you
Like,
and your
damn,
husband, madame, will accept my
they were just
profoundest
like,
apologies.
oh,
She's
I'm
really
fucking
afraid.
annoyed by this animal actor. I'm gonna murder it. Like they
wonder
were
what it is.
rough with animals back.
May I escort you
back
back to your
then,
carriage,
like-
madame?
Now people care about animals, which is all kinds of new to me, I have to say. Kevin Fitzpatrick said the orangutan had to go. I guess so. So it's a little unfortunate. Like damn. Like holy shit. Clyde the orangutan did not have to die.
Yours?
And yes, Ethan,
thank you.
Does the Dog Die.net does
Excuse me.
exist, so you can find out ahead of time. You have that
I was on the
resource, and you can
platform
find out,
before
you know,
when that mad monk
if a
was
dog
carrying
dies. And I guess any animal,
Yes.
and I guess it also covers
I'm an
other
engineer.
esoteric
a scientist.
ideas, like maybe do spiders
This is
appear
ordinary
in the
job.
movie or something, like just weird random
How
shit
do you
that
explain
might
it's
be a
not writing
trigger
on that
for
crate?
you. You know,
Hypnosis, yoga.
stuff that might,
These mystics can be very
stuff you
convincing.
might not be so
They
into.
can even hypnotize themselves.
Fat Fuck says, kill the dog and eat it. It got hungry. Yes. Michael Myers reference.
The fresh food we will pick up. Who will pay for it, sir?
Oh, just keep it
Blaze
account of how much you
Piffington
spend.
says, shit, they were hardcore in
If,
regards to
Someone
harming
ought to
movie
drill a
animals.
little hole
What
in
was
the
that
crate
movie
during
with
the
Tippi
night.
Hedren,
And,
Roar? Many
take a
lions
look
and
at what's
animals caused
inside.
major damage to the actors. Took years to come out.
I'd be very grateful.
Wait, the actors got their asses kicked by the animals? That's new. Kylo Strawberry says, in my film studies classes, they told us a lot of the outrage of animal cruelty in movies came after Birth of a Nation and Horse Tripwires. Lots of horses died making that movie. I don't know, I feel like back
It's in
then,
order.
there wasn't sort of, the same outrage. Like, for whatever reason, like,
Help
it's
me.
for the greater good that these animals die, for the entertainment of all. Like, you know, I feel like there was a little less empathy towards animals
Is this number 8?
early,
That's
like,
next to our Wells compartment.
many years ago, so I don't know.
There, there.
I
don't
feel like
cry.
Birth of a Nation wouldn't have necessarily
Everything will be
triggered
all right.
people to care about animals, but, you know,
Excuse me.
maybe it did.
Sorry, dear
Maybe.
fellow, I'm afraid you're in the wrong pew. Here. Number 8. Do you see?
Kevin
8A.
Fitzpatrick says,
Lower
can't wait to meet you when we raid Area
8B.
52, Doc.
Upper.
Ah, man,
Don't worry. Look here.
I'm sure there's many other Wolfulites in
Don't worry,
Area
I'm sorry if I'm in
52,
your
but...
way.
Excuse me.
Oh, Area
I have
51.
noted,
Ah,
but I have to
you
get
got
out
me
of
messed
here.
up too, Kevin
I'm sure
Fitzpatrick.
I'm
Damn.
worth your
Area
while.
51, there's plenty of
young lady's in
Wolfulites
trouble.
there.
What do you suggest we do about it?
Thankfully, I'm free.
Couldn't you-
I'm a free
Couldn't you
man.
double up with somebody else?
Free to perform
Jones.
any kinds of
I'm
experiments
sure we
I
can
want.
all get along very well together.
Blue Mail says, Doc, ever watch Night Train to Terror? Is that the Jamie Lee Curtis one, or was that's Terror Train, I think. I've seen a bit of Terror Train. I don't believe I've seen Night Train to Terror. No, I can't say that I have. Can't say that I have at all. Ethan Mower says, are you gonna raid Area 51? Man, you know, I'm gonna sort of wait and see. Like, I'll see if people are serious, because you'll know if people are serious. If there's, like, you know, several hundred gathering, like, ahead of time, like, days in advance, like, I'm gonna wait and see. I'm not gonna, you know, make the commitment yet, okay? I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna see how it turns out. Because we'll know for sure, like, you know, maybe a week, few days, we'll know if people are actually serious about wanting to finally find out what's in Area 51, because I would like to find out. I'd be interested to know what all is going on there. Like, I have a few decent ideas. We're gonna find whatever that fucking thing is, that fucking thing in the cage. We're gonna find one of those, I think. I honestly think they do have the thing. I think my theory is, Rob Bottin didn't actually do the effects on the thing. He's a great effects artist. He actually, that was just a cover. They actually had a real thing for the thing. They just used it for the movie, and then they locked it back up in Area 51. That's my theory. And it's unfortunate the movie didn't do so well when it was first released, because it had a genuine extraterrestrial in it. Like, that's fucked up. I feel like this stream is going so much better than a lot of my rabbit streams, because I don't have to worry. I shouldn't have to worry about people joining this stream, like the rabbit streams with the fucking Discord and rabbit links. Like, it's so nice to not have to worry about that, though. Chances are, maybe some people still had trouble joining the stream. I hope not. I really hope not. It's just a YouTube link, but you never know. You never know. Damn. I really hope not. Aw, man, I got a fucking moth flying around there. I do have to say, you don't get to see much of the monster in this film, but it looks really cool. And I also really love the glowing eyes in this movie, and like the stuff they do with the eyes. Like, I don't really know how they did the glowing eyes, though. Because it doesn't seem like it would be an optical effect. And back then, they did most of everything in the, like, just on camera, just in front of the camera as it was actually happening. Like, nothing added in post. So I'm kind of wondering how they did the glowing eyes, because they have, like, glowing eyes on, not even just on, like, you know, a dude in full-on makeup, just, like, on just regular dudes with just moderate makeup, like, just the glowing eyes, like, on just the bare faces. It's crazy. It's really cool, and I don't know how you would do the glowing eye effect back in the early 70s.
Comes to call. What should I wear?
That's something I do love about just watching any old film, any older film, any older horror film too, is just sort of looking at the, like, appreciating the cool shit they're doing in the movie and trying to figure out how they did it. Like how the hell did they do that? And just sort of watching it and just in wonder, like, how did they fucking do that?
She's afraid of something.
Because it's not as boring as just like, okay, they just did it in a computer.
Which do you think I should wear?
Some of the, I realize I have, like, auto-moderation, so some of the comments get, like, auto-moderated, so basically, okay, let me see if I can maybe turn off my auto. No, I don't think I can. Let me see, maybe I can. Oh wait, no, okay, I turned off auto. Okay, so now messages should stop being auto-moderated, so, okay, hopefully that'll stop happening. I have auto-moderation on for when, of course I have, like, hundreds of people watching me. I have to have auto-moderation on, but yeah, I definitely don't need auto-moderation on with Patreon supporters. I'm assuming you all like me. Ethan Morris says
It's the
Marvel
piece I
just
was
announced a
playing.
new Blade movie. Wow, that's actually
wonder who it
surprising. I would have
is.
thought they'd make a show. Like I would have thought that would be how they'd go. Kind of wondering, like, did they show a trailer or did they just announce it? Because a new Blade movie sounds pretty cool, but part of me is thinking it's gonna be, you know, MCU, and it's gonna be a little, you know, not as hardcore, pretty much. But, you know, I guess Deadpool will potentially be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so, you know, maybe we'll get something hardcore. I don't know. Oh, YouTube is still auto-moderating some of these comments.
Wish to
Oh,
see
well.
us?
I thought one of you might know what happened to the baggage man.
Michael
haven't the
Blanchard
remotest
says,
idea.
no one sends my mom a
about you?
turd and expects to live. Well, that might be a good
Perhaps it had something to do with what's
reason
inside
why
the
that was
crate.
auto-moderated,
I agree
but
with
yeah,
you.
I'll
He was
turn that
trying
off
to open
anyway.
it when something happened.
Blaze
What?
Piffington says, what if they tie Blade to Morbius? Jared Leto is playing him soon, right? Oh yeah, Jared Leto is playing
Fortunately, he
Morbius.
was
but
interrupted.
I don't think they're gonna do
Yes.
that because,
By whom?
you know, Sony's
Why are you
doing
so
their
worried
own
about
Marvel
it being
universe. So,
It may be my fault. I
pretty
asked the
much
baggage
with
man
just
to take a
Spider-Man
look. I was
side
curious.
characters, which is the stupidest fucking
Was no
thing I've
concern of
ever
yours.
heard. But that's what they're doing.
Or of
I don't
yours.
think the MCU is gonna be integrating
Good night.
Venom or Morbius into their universe, and I
One
guess
man dead,
potentially the
another
Sinister
missing.
Six
It's time we open
standalone
this box.
movie.
You will do no
They're
such
so
thing.
stupid. Sony's so stupid.
Give
Oh,
me the
but
key.
at the same time, it's better than the alternative where fucking Disney literally owns everything. But yeah, oh well. I mean, that's the funny thing is Warner Brothers owns all of DC, virtually every character in DC. Pretty sure the film and TV rights just owned in
See if you can open the
perpetuity,
crate
but
with that.
you know, they still don't fucking do anything.
Go ahead.
They don't do anything at all with them, so so I guess it's not exactly I mean, I guess Warner Brothers has a monopoly, but they're not doing anything with their monopoly. Corey Kamerman says, I like Morbius, but the movie is probably going to be a wank fest. Yeah, I don't see the point in that. Like, I don't see the point in a standalone Morbius movie. He's a Spider-Man villain. Just have him fight Spider-Man. That's stupid. Oh, well. Oh, man.
My God.
That guy definitely likes his cherry cola.
Fossil, part ape, part man. It lived
Guy
2 million
went
years ago.
straight
Are
into
you
the
kidding me?
Wendy's 4 for
They
4 and
did
just
it
got a
2
little
million years ago.
overboard with the ketchup.
Got out of
Oh,
that plate.
shit.
Killed the baggage man and put him in there. Then locked everything up neat and tidy.
When I
and
was
got
watching
away.
this
Yes,
movie,
I
I
am.
had all
It's
these
alive. It
riffs,
must be.
like,
Lock him up.
lined up,
We'll
but,
search the train and find it.
oh
whatever
boy,
it
it's a
is,
little
and
different when I'm
destroy it.
actually
But if
live.
it's alive,
I want this kept quiet. I don't want to panic the passengers.
So, I am curious, and it's really nice to have, like, I guess a smaller gathering so I can be a little safer. Let me know how this stream has been going so far. Like, just let me know. Like, I'm curious. It's a lot of new stuff, and I guess some of you might have come a little later, so you didn't get to see all the new stuff. You get to see, I think, everything at the end. So let me know. Let me know if you know, the silhouette is working, if nothing's too distracting, you know, shit like that. Let me know if this is cool or not. If I need to potentially change anything or make adjustments, let me know. Make this a fun viewing experience that's, besides the ads, Ethan says it's alright. Oh man, you're really scaring me. Okay. Corey Cameron then says it's going good. That's good to hear. Yeah, okay. And this is so fun. This is something I never thought I'd be able to do. Like, just sort of this more immersive experience where I'm actually get to move my head around, like a legit Mystery Science Theater. Like, that's really nice. I might have to figure out some way to have moving limbs, but oh, whatever. Let me see if I can move my hand. Yeah, okay, it's not happening. Oh, well. Yeah, we're missing Joe Bob. Blaze Piffington. We're missing Joe Bob, indeed. I don't think he's ever done that. He's done some commentaries for DVDs, but I'm doing this for the first time. Like, you know, he does, like, you know, bookends, like, segments, like, during commercial breaks or at the beginning and at the end of movies. But I'm actually, you know, in a drive-in watching the movie live with you guys. So, you know, I'm doing something I don't think even he has done with all his drive-in experience. But maybe he has done this, I don't know. Cause I know he does like the new Last Drive-In stuff live, but you know he doesn't commentate over the films. I'm not trying to make a dig at Joe Bob. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Ryan Jenkins says, going great, and a lot smoother than the streaming in Rabbit ever was. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, the great thing about... I wish I could just stream whatever I want on YouTube. Unfortunately, I'm limited to public domain movies. That's the, otherwise, I would just stream on YouTube, but, I'm still looking for a Rabbit alternative, so I can stream whatever I want, because, you know, that'd be nice to not just be limited to public domain movies. I think her glass is half...
My mind was elsewhere.
Or... almost there. I don't know. I had a riff there, but I got distracted. It's a little different when I'm live. I'm gonna try to stay in the zone, chat a bit, but also riff on the movie.
Good evening.
But I am looking for a Rabbit alternative because you know I just want to be able to watch whatever with you guys.
I don't believe so. Yes, at the Governor's Palace, General Wang.
That guy's got some hippie sideburns. That's how you know this is a 70s movie. Well, I guess Peter Cushing has some slight sideburns, but I guess
was somebody else.
I guess this is sort of like the 1910s, 1920s. So I guess it might be fashionable, those sideburns. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
What's the matter?
That looks like shit. What is this, Red Lobster?
It's white.
Naturally, it's boiled.
Oh, okay. Well, that's normal then.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm talking about. He does kind of look like the Wizard. Well, does he? I mean, the crazy thing, a little trivia. The guy who played the Wizard of Oz in The Wizard of Oz, he played like 2 other characters in the movie, so he definitely looks like at least one of them.
There's one more dead. One of my soldiers. Same white eyes. I want to know the cause of death.
Who's dead?
Keep your nose out of it. You didn't hear anything.
Excuse me.
You know, that was one odd-looking Chinese lady, I have to say.
I think the fossil, or whatever it is, escaped. Jumped off the train.
Miss Jones, I shall need your assistance.
Michael Blanchard says he would eat that fish. Yeah, I guess I would eat that too on a dare, but yeah, it might not be. It's kind of not for me. Blaze Piffington says, yeah, Rabbit was. I don't want to go back to Rabbit, but Rabbit had some nice, you know, perks, but it had some problems, and it was a little hard for people to join in. So, you know, it had some problems, but at least it was sort of a freeing experience for the most part. It was just. With this, ideally, I would just do it like this, but YouTube is always watching and making sure you're not streaming fucking Friday the 13th movie, so I'm just limited here. That's the problem. That's the issue. It's what I don't like so much. Man, they got a lot of Marvel Cinematic Universe announcements. I guess I shouldn't be all that surprised.
I see you have decided to dine alone, Sir Alexander.
But you can definitely see that this was a Spanish-British co-production. Just a nice mix of Spanish and British accents.
Here you are, Doctor.
Man, probably isn't the best to do surgery, you know, on a moving train. I'd imagine, even if the subject is dead, I'd imagine it's got to be a little tricky. It's got to be a little difficult. And you might bump into something, and then just an instrument flies into somebody's face, and then what are you gonna do?
If the theory of evolution is confirmed,
that's gotta
if
hurt.
the science of biology is revolutionized, if the very origin of man is determined.
Jesus Perez says, did you see Thor Ragnarok?
It's immoral.
I did see Thor Ragnarok. That is actually the only Thor movie I've seen, along with probably a lot of other people. It definitely appealed to me.
And what about
I
the
didn't see
man?
Thor 1 or Thor the Dark World, so...
What about them?
They are dead.
But I enjoyed Ragnarok. It was a fun time.
Was your creature responsible for that?
There's a lot of fun Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. I'm not quite so into Marvel, though, so I don't really watch a lot of
Baggage man and a thief.
And Michael Blanchard says, maybe we could stream some C-SPAN. Yeah, I do understand that C-SPAN is public domain.
Don't care.
I don't know if it's really up my alley, but you know, if there's a demand to watch C-SPAN with me, I'm down, I guess.
Can you tell me how he died?
That's a
smooth as a baby's butter.
Holy shit! Okay, at first I thought that was
normal.
Oh man, I feel like that's what a Kardashian brain looks like.
What's so special about this brain?
Learning and memory are engraved on the normal brain, leaving a wrinkled surface. This brain has been drained. The memory has been removed, like chalk erased from a blackboard.
I actually do like that concept, I have to say. I wish John Carpenter had seen this movie and integrated, kind of just sort of stole some of the ideas and just put it into his thing. Because this is definitely based on or inspired by Who Goes There, which is the inspiration for the Thing movies. So I kind of like the concept of... But then again, this movie doesn't totally... Like, the concepts don't totally work for the Thing concept, where you're not sure if someone's been... if someone's been duplicated at all. I feel like seeing a smooth-brained husk is a bit of a dead giveaway that you can't really trust that person. This movie doesn't quite capture the paranoia aspect.
It's all yours.
Ethan Moore says, is MASH in the public domain? No, it is not. Unfortunately, it is not. It is owned by Disney now, and I'm pretty sure Disney is definitely going to be enforcing their copyright. Though I'd imagine MASH's fucking rerun rights, or not really rerun rights, the, what's it called? The syndication rights for MASH have to be really fucking valuable. Because there's a lot of, it's mostly baby boomers watching MASH, but there's a lot of baby boomers still watching TV, still tuning into TV Land and ETV. Like, it's got to be pretty valuable even to this day. Which, you know, I love MASH, but I do have to say that the audience for MASH is aging, and it's not quite sort of. I feel like some younger people are getting into stuff like MASH, but not enough to really sustain it, which is a little troubling, unfortunately. Part of me feels like there should be, like, maybe, like, a mini-series or another movie with, like, a new story or something, just to sort of reinvigorate the franchise so, like, the previous show and movie can be relevant to people and reach a new audience. I kind of would like to see that. I feel like you could do another MASH show today that sort of is more... less a conventional sitcom approach. I think you could do that today. I would like to see that. I would like to see that. Something that's a bit more like the Robert Altman movie, but integrates a lot of the great aspects of the TV show. I think you could do that. I think he'd do that pretty well. And knowing that Disney, they're gonna be capitalizing on all their shit. Even MASH. But maybe not, I don't know. Oh, man, choke me, Daddy. Harder. Okay, wait, actually, maybe not that hard. Okay, when the blood comes out of the face. Okay, maybe this isn't the best thing. Okay, no. Definitely regretted it. Jesus Perez says, I know this is not a horror film, but are you going to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? It did catch my interest. I only have like a vague idea of what the movie's about based on the trailer. I saw the trailer before Child's Play remake. I saw the trailer and it seems interesting. Looks like a good time, but it's hard to say what it's really about. Like, I guess it's about the Charles Manson. It's about the Manson family, and I guess their connection with certain Hollywood individuals, I guess actors and stuff, and I guess sort of exploring this. It's hard to say, but I know it's a Tarantino film. It looks interesting, yeah. But so far, based on the trailer, I only got sort of like, oh, this seems like a fun time.
Miss, are you there?
Ethan Mower says, Child's Play didn't last long in my theater. Yeah, it's getting out there. Oh, I really want that robe that Peter Cushing's wearing. Like, that looks like a comfortable robe, and it's very fashionable. Like, damn, they had the right idea back then. Like, fashion has taken a nosedive. We need to see, a lot more of that kind of facial hair too. And I'm not talking about I'm talking about the monster's facial hair, not that guy's facial hair. That guy has yellow eyes. Holy shit. Hopefully that's an effect. Hopefully that guy doesn't have yellow eyes. I mean, he's dead now. I'm pretty sure everybody working on this film is dead. That's something that's a little depressing to think about. The fact that, a lot of the great horror minds, influential horror people, they're pretty much dead for the most part. A lot of them are dead. So it's kind of nice to know that Christopher Lee only died recently, so at least there's that. He was around for a while, but yeah, we're starting to realize that a lot of these important figures are not long for this world. They're like, I'm pretty sure the only person, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'm pretty sure all the notable cast and crew have died besides Edwin Neal, the hitchhiker, which is really sad to think about.
Feeling better?
Really, really sad to think about. Wes Craven's dead. We're losing a lot of great horror folks. Yeah.
That woman who was killed. The engineer, the chess player.
And Carpenter's still around, but for how long? Like, that's the thing, is that we're running out of them. Robert Englund probably isn't going to be around for much longer. Hopefully we can get one last Nightmare on Elm Street movie out of him. Because that's the thing. Some folks are like, just leave it alone. Don't bring back don't bring back Robert Englund as Freddy. Like, but he's down to do it. And I feel like Freddy vs. Jason is not the right, send off for the Robert Englund Freddy Krueger. Like, I feel like we need one more movie with Robert Englund. Just let him play him one last time. And just to conclude
through the eyes.
Just to conclude the character properly, like the original incarnation, because
that was our first
I don't know. Just while he's still around, that's the thing. Like, while these folks are still alive, let's make sure
all of your education would have gone into
they get a send off. Like, I'm hoping the new Halloween movies have as many cameos from people as possible. Like, I'm hoping Charles Cyphers who played Sheriff Brackett in Halloween, has a cameo somewhere in there. Might as well, because he's pretty old, and it'd be nice.
We never know.
As well as just, like, anybody who's appeared in a Halloween movie. Like, I give a cameo to Tom Atkins somewhere in there. And maybe even give him a prominent role, too, because, you know, Halloween 3 isn't really canon, so you could fit him in. Isn't part of the Michael Myers canon. So you could fit him in somewhere in the new Halloween series. I think so. So just honor the past while moving forward. I'm hoping, because you know we come to realize a lot of stuff we're taking for granted. Like we're gonna be losing more people pretty soon, and it's sad to think about.
German, English. But they're wasting their time. What really matters is the formula.
And I haven't seen Midsummer yet. I wanted to see it, but I ended up getting tied up with other videos. And I got a notification on Patreon. Hopefully that's not a bad notification. I'll check it out. I'll split up. I'll check it out. Hopefully it's not a notification saying somebody has trouble joining the stream. Because that's scary. Because this is just a YouTube stream. It should be easy to join, theoretically. It's just a link. Shouldn't need anything more than that. I guess I'll see.
The unholy one.
I gotta check it out. You guys just enjoy Skinny Hagrid while I scope out this Patreon notification. Because it might be someone who needs some help. And I'm always here to help. Let's see. Let's see. Notifications. Let's see. Yeah, this whole stream is really tying up my internet connection, so it's taking a while. Let me see if I can... Hi from Sweden, from Stefan Gustafsson. Okay, so that's a good notification. Okay. Alrighty, that's... False alarm, folks. False alarm.
Specimen jar.
Matthew Duffy said, I had Patreon and browser issues myself, but I'm in. Well, that's good to know. Well, let me know what kind of issues you had getting in. Hopefully it was just internet connection problems, because, shouldn't be problems with YouTube. YouTube should be pretty easy. Pretty easy time. Michael Blanchard says, can you help me with my love life? I guess I... Well, I definitely, try to put yourself out there. That's the best advice I can give.
It's the last thing the creature saw.
The police inspector.
The image has been retained in the fluid. Exactly. The creature's visual memory is located not in its brain, but in the eye itself.
I do like the fact that Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing in this movie are the protagonists. That doesn't happen very often. Like, I can't think of many movies where Christopher Lee is a good guy. He played Saruman and Count Dooku, and Peter Cushing, he played some good guys, though, in the Hammer movies, but very well known for playing Tarkin, so, I think of these guys as bad guys, but they're the good guys. But they're kind of, sort of morally ambiguous good guys, though. Like, not like Goody Two-Shoes good guys. Just sort of like scientists that,
You identify anything?
Yeah, kind of, doing some questionable things in the name of science, but, good guys overall, though. It's a little different. It's a change of pace from the usual Christopher Lee roles. Though, I mean, he is responsible for all this, so he's not totally good. He's not a total good guy. And he does say and do some questionable shit, but he's still not that bad.
This is not a map.
He's not, like, intentionally setting this alien on the loose on the train.
I hope I'm not intruding.
He was just kind of shady.
People on the train are becoming afraid, Professor.
people on long
Blaze
journeys
Piffington
become
says,
bored.
my favorite Christopher Lee movie is The Howling 2, Sturba
Then there's no more
Werewolf?
danger.
Is that the name of the movie?
So
Sturba
finished.
Werewolf, bitch? What do you think, Doc? Being part
And what
Lycan.
about your science?
I don't
The
like them
evolution
fucking,
we're
I'm not
talking
down with them fucking werewolves. Werewolves
You feel
can,
so?
werewolves can go suck a dick for all I care. Ugh. I'm a wolfulite. I'm not even anywhere near part Lycan. Ugh. Not at all.
Come here, Pujado. There's
Oh yeah,
something I
that
want
is
to
his
show
name,
you.
Pujado. Yeah. Not the most catchy name.
Look,
Why do I imagine, like, the set being super hot and he's wearing that fucking baggy, like, huge coat? It's gotta be. With the movie lights and everything, that's something you'd never think about. Like, it's gotta be bacon in that heat. I mean, he does have kind of a shine to him, too, so he's gotta be. He's gotta be heating up in that thing. Ugh.
Where did you get it?
There, from the creature's eye.
Blaze Piffington says,
Nonsense.
duly noted,
There's a
Sturba
scientific
Werewolf Bitch was
explanation.
gonna be the original title,
You know it?
but they said on Just Howling 2.
No.
Oh, okay, well, it's good to know.
Not yet.
Matthew Duffy says, Midsummer is the worst date movie of the year. Oh, at first I thought you said the worst movie of the year. Yeah, I'd imagine, you know, there's some horror movies that work for dates, but there are other horror movies that don't quite work. You know, something like a Halloween, something a bit more straightforward works, but some of the more grotesque
Pujado.
kinds of horror movies, the body horror, like the crazy, just the crazier ones don't work so well. The mind-bending ones, not so much. Like Suspiria with the fucking
He's gone mad.
with the fucking piss witches. It doesn't work quite so well as a date
I look
movie.
in the bank.
It's not,
Right.
and I mean the Suspiria remake. Not so well. Not so well at all. Yes, as Kylo Strawberry says, when you're here, you're among friends. It's like Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family. So, you know, if you're watching this archived, definitely want to check these streams out live. Definitely want to. It's much more like private and close, like a family. So, consider supporting my Patreon. Actually, that kind of makes me think of, Young Frankenstein, actually. I think this movie might have came out the same year as Young Frankenstein 2.
You know about it.
What was the
What's all the
Young
fuss?
Frankenstein, the Frankenstein monster? He was played by, he was played by the
You
dad,
get back
the
that
grandpa
high, and there's
from,
1,000
or
rubles in it for you.
Ray Romano's dad in,
1,000 rubles.
I think it was something
for an eye?
Laurie. I don't know why I'm
There's
blanking on.
something in
I
it.
always blank on names. It sucks.
Pictures.
It fucking
Pictures
sucks.
of
But
what?
hopefully someone in the
Pictures of the
chat
Earth
will feel like
in
either
prehistoric
knowing
times.
the name of that
Pictures
actor
of the Earth seen
or
from
googling
space.
it.
Who else has seen such
Peter
pictures?
Boyle. Okay, for some reason I was thinking
Dr. Wells. Professor
Peter
Saxon.
Lorre for
And that
some
pretty
reason.
Alice.
When I got
see.
like, I don't know why. I don't know why I was thinking about Peter Lorre. Ah, God. Jesus Perez says Psycho or Vertigo. I always gotta go with Psycho. You know, I just love Norman Bates. I just love I love stabby guys. I just love that. But honestly, I do have to say, I really like Rear Window, actually. I have to say, that's probably my favorite Hitchcock movie. He makes so many fucking good suspense movies. They're so fucking good. There was the one, I can't recall the name for some reason, but there was the one where it takes place all in one apartment, and the apartment is surrounded by, like, an actual cityscape that was built, that has, like, simulated fucking clouds and lights blinking. It's just this full-on 3D cityscape as the backdrop. It's so cool. It's so fucking cool. And also these effects. Like, there's so many fucking cool effects. I don't believe Rear Window. Now, it's... The movie I'm thinking, if it takes place in an apartment and it's people trying to figure out a murder. Like, it's like there's like a group of people in an apartment and they're trying to solve a murder, I believe. One of the people in the apartment is a murderer. So it's not Rear Window. I know that much. I know that much. Let's see if somebody can crack the code. It could have been the rope.
Well, you can forget
it might have been.
Complain to the authorities.
I'm not one of your musics.
But no, it's not Rear Window.
I'll shoot anyone who tries to stop the train.
Trust me, it's not real. Okay, I'm gonna look it up on my phone right now. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna find out. Now, it could have been the rope. Might be onto something there. This is gonna drive me crazy. Let me see. Actually, I think it was the rope. Let me see.
Dr. Wells.
Yeah, it was the rope. Okay, there you go. So who got that right? Oh, Piazza di San Pietro. Yeah, it was the rope. I believe. Actually, let me see. Let me verify really quick. Let's see. Let me verify really quick. Yeah, it was the rope. Yeah. So yeah, it was the rope. Really cool.
Dead.
Behind the scenes info, like they built like this whole city surrounding the apartment. It's really cool. And also Jimmy Stewart is really good in any movie, so it's
Do you have any idea?
Really impressive film. I got really stumped trying to figure out the movie. It was not Rear Window. It wasn't. I swear it wasn't Rear Window. I think my favorite Jimmy Stewart film, though, is definitely Harvey, which is him being friends with an invisible rabbit. Oh, man, that guy is about to get some fourth meal with those red eyes. Damn. Actually, oh man, I like that little detail because it is Russia, so it's got to be super fucking cold out. So they like made sure the windows of the train looked all covered in snow. Like just a nice detail. Man, just the care put into these films. Like, oh damn.
I want to help you. It's like some contagious disease.
Rear Window is good, though, Corey Kamerman says. Yeah, it is good.
You could take everyone's temperature.
Let me see. Jesus Perez says, have you seen the house that Jack
Why do
built?
their eyes go white?
The name sounds familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on what the film is about exactly, so... I haven't seen it, I believe. Okay, we get it. They're looking through a magnifying glass. Oh, wait, yeah. They're checking all the eyes. Okay, clever.
Do you think it's true
First, I
what
thought
they
they
say
were
about
really
those horrible
establishing
white eyes?
for a long time that
That is
they're
true enough.
looking through a magnifying glass. That's what happens when I look at the chat and I'm not paying attention to the movie.
What about me?
Your eyes. We must examine your eyes, too.
Can you imagine how goofy this must be? Like, out of context? Like, checking out their eyes? Oh, they're so pretty. Oh, this one's you.
Perhaps you should test for radiation or other invisible rays.
I feel like that guy probably got dubbed after the fact. That guy was probably in Spanish, and That sometimes
Are you a
happens where they'll
scientist?
just have like
An
the
engineer,
actors.
but I try to keep up with things.
It almost looks like he's dubbed, but I
That's
guess
to
he's
be
actually
admired.
speaking English.
Inspector,
Sometimes they'll do
I
that. They did
suggest you
that with
tell all these
Suspiria,
people
where
to stay
some of the
together, in
actors,
groups or in
the original
pairs,
Suspiria, some of
so
the
that if anything
actors
does happen to anybody,
would
then
speak
somebody
just
can
the
raise the alarm.
their dialogue in
On
their
no
native
account
tongue,
must
and
anybody
then
be
they
left
just
alone.
fucking, dub it in, like, depending on what the fuck. They just dub it in depending on what the native language of whatever region they release the film in. It's crazy. I think that might have been a specific case, though. Yeah, I've seen a bit of Italian horror, Piazza, but not enough to quite call myself an expert. I need to watch some more foreign horror films. I do have like a really thick book. I think it's called Fear Without Frontiers, which is completely focused on horror, like foreign horror cinema. So I feel like I need to dive into that book and sort of, I guess, get a good idea of what the essentials I should cover in the future, because I do need to expand my horizons quite a bit, I do have to say.
Use of the train.
Oh, Tom Wade arrived. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't see your comment. Sorry I'm late. What have I missed of the film so far?
The train will be
so
here
far
in
the alien has been skulking around. He's been, I guess, going
14
incognito. I guess,
14 minutes.
Sort of
Yes, Your Honor. That's what
duplicating
it says here.
people or imitating people. So it's pretty much standard thing.
Doesn't say it in words, Your Honor.
Standard
but in
the
code.
thing
Like
situation.
another language.
I know about telegraphs.
Oh, well, there he is. Telly
I know about
Savalas.
trains. I know about
I think
electrical
this
currents.
is his debut scene in the film.
On
I
your
don't
feet,
think-
everybody!
Of course, he's established.
Outside, full pack!
I guess in the process of fucking somebody.
Even though I still believe in
Well,
God, I don't like to be made a
some
fool of.
dudes are just sort of
No, Your
casually
Honor.
looking through some ticker tape. Like, okay.
I wouldn't do that.
Tell me, little father.
Telly gets all
you
the
believe in
pussy.
devil?
He's so cool in this movie.
Yes,
like,
Your
it's
Honor.
fucking crazy. I feel like it's such a.
Oh, good. Send a telegram.
It's such a
Tell him that Captain
missed
Kazan,
opportunity not to have him
he
play
knows
Lex
that a horse
Luthor.
has 4 legs.
Because, Gene Hackman
knows
was
that a
good,
murderer
but
has 2
damn,
arms.
this is like perfect.
But
Right? He
still,
wouldn't even
the
need to
devil
wear a wig. Like, holy
Must
shit.
be afraid of one. Honest. Course.
But Gene Hackman was pretty perfect too. Yeah, I do have to agree, Jesus Perez. His movies, David
You know how
Lynch's
to measure
films are really
How to
fucking
measure
freaky.
gravity.
Really fucking
What
freaky.
I would like to know is,
I feel like,
can gravity be overcome?
yeah, some of the
Do you
shots in
mean,
his movies
can
just
man get
really
beyond the
scare the
gravitational
shit out of
field
me.
the
Just
Earth
like,
into space? Not yet.
just
but
looking
any day
at them,
now.
and they usually
Someday.
catch you off guard.
There is a
It's not the
mathematics
best.
professor. His name is
It can be
Tchaikovsky.
very
He
freaky,
has
but
ideas
they're
about
not
rockets.
usually
Machines that can fly free of the Earth's
flat
gravity.
out horror films. Just really spooky. Just
You
really
know him?
spooky films. Michael Blanchard says, "Have you seen Eyes Wide Shut?"
Was one of my teachers.
I have
He was like
seen
a father to
a
me.
bit.
But
I
why
guess
would
the
a man
juicy
like you
parts.
be
Oh man.
interested?
But I heard that one, that Eyes Wide Shut was sort of, it was Kubrick's last film. I think he died during the edit, and there's all kinds of controversy over, whether or not the final edit is really true to his vision, or if Warner Brothers, messed with it in some way. All kinds of controversy. With all kinds of Stanley Kubrick stuff, I guess.
What do you think is behind all this?
I think there's some supposedly, for instance, The Shining is coming out on 4K video for the first time ever. but
It
it's
might have
gonna
some
have,
space.
I think it's
What
gonna
does it mean?
include like an extended
It means
cut
that
that
millions of years
restores
ago,
the
something, some
lost
form of
footage
intelligence
at the end, the
came to
lost
the Earth from
epilogue
another
that the
planet.
movie had, where it showed
The atmosphere of the Earth was new to
Wendy
it,
and
different.
where it showed
But it learned how
Wendy
to
and
survive.
Wendy and Danny,
By
Wendy and
entering
Danny
into
at the
the
hospital,
body
and
and
it
brain
just wrapped the
of an
movie
Earth
up, I
creature.
guess. But
The fossil that I found
you
brought
know,
with me.
Kubrick
And this thing
cut
from
that out of
another
the
planet
movie,
survived the
and
fossil,
there's a
then
controversy
came to
because
life again?
there's,
Exactly.
I think Kubrick
Go on.
didn't want any of this deleted,
The
his
animal
cut
that you
footage
shot
to be
was
seen,
only
and
the
he
host.
especially didn't want any of his
And
cut
when that animal
footage to be
died, the alien
integrated
intelligence
back in the movie. Like, he didn't want any like
somehow
extended cuts
to
at
another
all,
host.
supposedly. So there's a controversy over
alive.
supposedly the 4K
in someone
Shining
on this train.
cut coming out.
You're a very good detective.
Like, I guess, I
You
mean,
discovered
but
everything
Kubrick's
except
dead.
who is now the host.
It's whatever.
But that's our next
People, I think more people are still gonna
this
see
might
his
come in
original
handy.
vision
good
anyway,
idea.
and they
Two
cut
of you together.
down
That's fine.
movies for TV anyway.
what if one
So
of you
it's
is
just
the
how it is.
monster?
You know, if
Monster?
people want to see a slightly longer version of the movie, just, you know, let them. I don't see anything wrong with it necessarily, but there is, I guess, a controversy around, you know, going against
you
the
must have
creator's
seen something.
wishes.
I told you I was asleep.
But you know, Corey
He knew
Kamerman
about
says
the
that's
white
gonna
lies.
piss
He
off
told
Stephen
me.
King. I think Stephen King is, you know,
When you
mellowed
fell
a
asleep,
bit
the
over
lights
the,
were on. And when you
over
woke
The
up,
Shining,
off.
over
Are you
Kubrick's
sure?
Shining. I think he's
Positive.
mellowed a bit.
It was dark. I
He
put the
probably,
lights on.
you know, doesn't
that's when I
care
found
that
him
much anymore.
beside me.
Especially since clearly the new Doctor
When we
Sleep
did the
movie
test, the lights
is
were on.
heavily connected to the Kubrick version of The Shining.
Master.
And you know, King still is like promoting the Doctor Sleep movie. Like, he's not like, how dare you fucking. I think mostly King's problems with the Kubrick movie has to do with just the depiction of the characters. It's like a great movie, and I agree with him. I agree with all of King's assessment, and, you know, but I still think it's a great movie. I still think The Shining is a great fucking movie, so, but I understand, like, people don't really get into the headspace of the creator because that movie told, like, that story was a very personal story about Stephen King's drug and alcohol abuse and the potential shattering of his family, and he felt like the movie misrepresented that aspect of the story and just depicted Jack, who was pretty much Stephen King as a character, depicted Jack as like this lunatic, like from the very beginning too. Just not a very flattering depiction. And Jack never redeems himself either. It is a very interesting depiction of the character, but it had to have stuck to see that personal story, like, sort of warped in that way. Like, you gotta, I guess, sort of think of it in those terms sometimes. Like, it had to have sucked. But it's still a great movie. It's still a great movie, but, you know,
The Tsar will hear of this.
it has
I'll have you
some,
sent to Siberia.
you know, issues. I do agree, like, you know, the characters just,
I'm in Siberia.
I don't feel like they're
This is
done
Countess Irina
proper
Petrovsky.
justice in
And
the
I'm
Kubrick
Count
movie, but
Marian
it's still a good
Petrovsky.
movie. Still great.
Oh, Your Excellencies, I'm sorry.
It's whatever.
Of course, the Count and Countess are exempt.
But I feel like,
from our
you know,
orders.
Stephen King did direct
Please,
Maximum
Escort
Overdrive,
them to their car.
but, you know, he's still a writer. He might not be a great director, but he still should have a say in how his movies are sort of, are adapted. So, you know.
Present!
Are you a countess?
I'm an American, and I'm not accustomed to being bullied by foreigners.
Yeah, she's accustomed
That
to
man,
bullying
He's the one who
foreigners.
wouldn't let us get
Oh
off
boy.
the train. He's responsible.
I just love how Telly Savalas, he like just fucking
Your Excellency,
dominates
I'm a
the
police
room,
inspector.
and like to the point where
Everybody's under
even
arrest.
it seems like fucking, even it seems like Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee are
Including
totally
you.
intimidated by him. Like he's just,
Who are the killers? Who?
it just seems like he
Who are
had
the
so much
troublemakers?
fun with this role. Like it's gotta be pretty fucking interesting.
Who
Like,
are
all
the
eyes on
foreign
him.
influences, huh? Oh!
Don't worry. I'll smoke them out.
What's he raving about?
Along with all kinds of other things. Alexander Carr says, I made it just in time to watch Imhotep take over the... Wait, wrong movie.
You English believe in free speech, don't you, huh?
Certainly. If instead of babbling nonsense,
Telly
you
is
investigate this
fucking...
properly-
For a guy named Telly, he's really intimidating in this movie. He just fucking need Christopher Lee in the
You're a
cock and
police
balls.
inspector,
And I'm
huh?
assuming he did that for real. Like,
Mirov is my name.
part of me wants to
Mirov.
believe that was not
Mirov.
Christopher Lee acting. That was the
Good
actual
Russian
face
name,
Christopher Lee
Mirov.
makes when someone kicks him in the nuts.
Tell me,
That's
Mirov,
what I like to think.
what do you know about all the filth that's going on here, huh?
Filth?
Oh, come on, Inspector. Certainly you know what I'm doing here, don't you? You just point out the suspects, and I promise you I'll get the truth out of them.
You're mistaken, sir.
Mistake.
Tom Wade says, as an adaptation of the book, I think The Shining fails to capture the stuff that makes the book work. As a Kubrick film, it is excellent. Yes, it's a visual treat, and Jack Nicholson's performance is really great. But, I do agree that it doesn't quite, I do agree with King that it doesn't quite do the material proper justice. It kind of just goes its own way with the material. But, it's interesting. It's an interesting, great film. Just,
Where the wrath of Satan.
and I can see eye to eye with King. Like, it's gotta fucking suck to see his story told in that way. It's gotta suck. But it's one of the best movies, though. It's one of the most iconic movies based on one of his things. So it's
Cool, huh? On your
it
knees,
could be
Bob?
worse. It could have been like a shitty movie. So I guess there's that. But I guess maybe. Because, there's been a lot of shitty Stephen King movies. I guess it sucks that movie was so fucking great, and people see that story told in that way. Oh, well. Telly Savalas is just beating the shit out of him, like an LA cop. Like he's fucking Rodney King. Holy shit. Wow, like, just like hitting the guy in the head like 5 times just killed him. Wow, holy shit. Telly Savalas does not play no games. He does not play no games at all.
He was trying to protect you. Why?
He's mad.
Who are you? I told you, a policeman.
I guess there's no, like, human rights at all when you're on that train in Siberia. Oh shit, I think I didn't quite know how they did it before, but actually looking at that close-up, I kind of get how they did the, glowing eyes thing. Like, they definitely have, like, appliances over their eyes that can glow. Okay, I get it now. Like, it looked almost like in some of the shots I saw, like, the eyes, they actually somehow got glowing lenses, but I guess that's not the case at all. Like, somehow made eye lenses glow for some reason. Still pretty cool. I feel like, in HD, up close, the effect is easier to give away, but it fooled me for a while. It did fool me.
And the power and the glory. Thy will be done on earth.
Oh yeah, the ending of The Shining, Piazza, it's really cool. It's all kinds of cool, like, imagery and stuff.
that moves near that door, kill it.
It's a great movie. Like, don't get me wrong, it is a great movie. I can understand what Stephen King's problems are with it, though. I can understand it. I can sympathize. Yeah, so yeah, the eyes kind of bulge out. So yeah, definitely appliances, but still really cool. In retrospect, I probably maybe should have mentioned this movie in my Thing trilogy review but I wasn't actually aware of this movie at the time, but this is definitely a Thing-style movie. I don't know necessarily if it's like intentionally like The Thing, or just sort of like, you know, unintentionally a similar concept, but it's very close to Who Goes There, I have to say. Alexander Carr says, I think it's an example of that age-old question with The Shining. If you're adapting a book, do you go for nailing the source or just go for making a great film? There's people who are like, who want like an exact replica of the book. And, you know, sometimes that's fine, but, you know, film is a visual medium, so you have to make changes. I don't feel like, you know, the changes that the Shining movie makes fall within the, you know, changing things for the sake of film. But, you know, you do have to make changes, ideally. Like, there's certain things that work in a book that don't work in a movie at all. So you sort of, you should change certain things, and people shouldn't get, like fucking pissy when, like, for instance, like, characters are merged together, like, for the sake of getting a plot across easily. Like, you kind of, with film, you have to think of ways to sort of get things across as efficiently as possible, because, you know, you don't have all these pages and limited length. Like, movies have to be ideally between 90 to 2.5 to 3 hours, somewhere between there, so you can't really necessarily get across certain things. You know, you gotta... Oh, man. I feel like they just played the same shot over and over again. I feel like Christopher Nolan shot this action scene. It's so dark, and it's so hard to tell what's going on. It's like I'm watching Batman Begins. He is, like, fucking up everybody's eyes. Michael Blanchard says, have you heard the story of Kubrick calling Stephen King the middle of the night? Yeah, I have heard. It's, he basically asked Stephen King if he believed in, if he believed in God, I think, or ghosts, or something. Something like that, if he believed in the supernatural. And Stephen King said, yeah, I do. And I think Kubrick said, well, I don't. And I guess that's sort of different philosophies. Like, The Shining, part of The Shining was, like, the madness and the idea that, you know, the ambiguity of whether or not there even were ghosts. So it's definitely a difference in philosophy. I don't think Stephen King has ever had, like, ambiguous supernatural stuff in any of his material. It's always, there is definitely that car that's alive. It is definitely alive. Like, don't think that it's just like a metaphor or something. That car named Christine, it is driving around and killing people. Like, there's no ambiguity there. It's definitely happening. Matthew Duffy said, I recently heard that Kubrick let King have the film rights back if King could stop trashing his film publicly. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I mean, I feel like, well, the thing is, that the TV movie, I think King still had the rights to make a TV movie, I think. But I did hear something similar to that, so maybe that is right. I'm not sure, because, you know, Warner Brothers still owns the rights to the... it's weird.
You know,
I recently saw the I recently saw the Shining shit in Ready Player One. I've never seen Ready Player One, but I saw the Shining scene that they have in the movie, and it's such a great, faithful adaptation. Like, it's definitely clear that Steven Spielberg is a fan of Kubrick, like, just a huge fan. he was a huge fan enough to, like, make a fan film of one of Kubrick's ideas, but that scene was so cool to look at, but it's totally ruined by just seeing these horrifying CGI characters. Like, oh god, this is not great to look at, but really great. Like, sometimes I wonder, like, what was Steven Spielberg thinking when he was making that movie? I don't know. It just doesn't feel like his kind of thing. Then again, I haven't seen the whole movie, so I don't know.
He's dead.
Wait, Tim Daly played Jack Torrance in the TV Shining movie? I didn't even know that.
I see you.
Tim Daly's a good Superman, though.
Poor monk. He loved you more than he loved the promise of heaven.
It's so crazy, like, it's, this alien thing is a lot different from the actual thing that we know from the, you know, the John Carpenter movie. Like, that guy was more about survival, but this alien sort of still retains a lot of the hang-ups of its hosts. It's an interesting concept.
Occupying the shell.
Like, it's still, like, fixated on the same shit.
Another galaxy.
It is so weird to, like, have sci-fi elements in this sort of period film, though. Like, hearing this monk guy with an accent in this sort of Victorian-looking train talking about other galaxies and shit. It's a little...
He's part of me.
It's got to be a little strange. This movie had to have been quite the trip watching it in a theater or a drive-in.
What am I to do with you?
Let me go.
That's not possible.
It is possible.
Simon Ausmus says, well, damn, forgot about this.
I will teach you to end disease, pain,
yeah, I didn't...
hunger.
I mean, I did sort of... I announced this stream last night, and I did have, like, you know, a little... I mean, I had some build-up, like, a half hour in advance, but not the usual... Not the usual build-up. So I'm not quite sure how to, I guess, market these die-in theaters for Patreon yet. I'll try to figure that out as I do them. Because I figure it's a little different, especially since it's on YouTube, but it's a little easier. I wish I had a Fresca going for me right now, but not quite, DeMarcus. I'm out of Fresca. I'm going dry. Oh, Telly Savalas became an alien? Oh, damn. Well, he's got to be a badass alien, though. Man, all the aliens are like... They look like Michael Myers, like, getting shot in the face by Laurie. But with some extra glowy eyes, too. Simon Ausmus says, I saw it, I just got involved in something else and forgot about it. I was well aware that it was happening. It's not on me. Okay, let's get now. Just want to... Pass the popcorn, Doc. Okay, well, let me see if I can make that happen. Oh, I don't want to happen. Okay. Let me see. Can I... Oh, wait. Oh, fuck, I forgot. I turned off my mic for a second. Okay, there we go. Ah, boy. Now, let's see if I can pass you the popcorn. I cannot. Let's just... I'm sorry. We're missing the climactic shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's very... I feel like this movie turns out the lights anytime some fighting happens, and I think that's really intentional. I'd imagine, you know, low-budget movie, closed quarters, use of weapons, and also the limits of film and time. They don't necessarily want to have to do a lot of choreography, so a lot of the fight scenes in this fucking movie are like close-ups of weapons, close-ups of faces, sound effects. Not the most amazing fights, but You know, it is what it is. Because this is really tight. These are tight spaces. Damn. Tom Wade was at a film shoot for 8 hours. That's some exciting stuff.
Sexton! Thank God!
I do love the sort of camaraderie of Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee in this movie. Even though Peter Cushing kind of disappears for a while, it's so weird to think of Christopher Lee as like the leading man hero, even though he's responsible for this alien in the first place, getting on the loose, and not being, I guess, transparent about all this shit, but I guess he's redeemed himself. Just so you guys know,
says to stop the express when it goes through the switching
YouTube
point.
automatically moderates any comments that have like tons of that have like, you know, curse words. So you may or may not want to ease up on them. Just to let you know, because they'll end up. I can unflag your comments, but YouTube's bots. I mean, it's easier to unflag them since there's not as much of a flood of comments like usual. But yeah, YouTube likes to. YouTube does not like the curse words. Well, they're gonna really tie this up neatly in a bow. Those aliens are oh shit. This is actually happy. This is definitely a happier ending than the thing. The aliens all fucking die on that train. Really thoroughly exploded, but then again, I feel like they're aliens and they were able to survive. You know, the alien was able to survive for thousands of years, so I'd imagine it could possibly survive that explosion. They didn't really. I don't know if they. I mean, maybe they went down and double checked, but I guess for all intents and purposes, though, they're totally. I mean, pretty thorough explosions. So there's that. Simon Ausmus says, gotta keep it advertiser friendly or else. Yeah, YouTube does not like curse words. They don't like anything neat. Like, this could use some narration to close it out. Otherwise, it's just like, just the Earth. Okay, I get it. We live on Earth. I know this is a sci-fi movie, but okay. But I like to think of the Earth as a train that we all just sort of live on. And we're going around the sun. It's on a track, an invisible track. Now, if you think about it like that, it's kind of beautiful. All right, though, that was Horror Express, and this stream went pretty damn well. Better than I expected. Like, I was afraid there was going to be a lot more. There was going to be a lot more devastating. It was going to be a festival of disappointment. Like something was going to go wrong, but no, it seemed to go pretty well. So thank you all for joining me in the new iteration of the Die-In Theater, but not gonna go yet. So don't get going yet, cause gonna have a little Q&A to sort of wrap things up. Alrighty, let me go to. All right, okay. I'm in my little cute car. The credits are playing. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me, but we're not done yet. We're not done yet. All right, yeah, the credits are done. Oh boy. So anyway, okay. So anyway, I'm gonna have a little Q&A right now. So you guys can, before you guys leave, before we end the stream, I'm gonna let you guys ask some questions for me. Any questions you have. And if you don't have questions, I guess I'll just leave. So I'll just wait for some questions. Oh boy, let me see. Any questions? Okay. And yeah, the stream went quick, so that's kind of part of why I want a little Q&A at the end. Let's see. Okay. DeMarcus Tepes says, great stream, and we gotta get Paul Rudd to play Ben Tramer in the next Halloween. My hope is that, well, I do want Tommy Doyle to appear in, Doyle to appear in a future Halloween film. But ideally, I would like the original Tommy Doyle actor from the original Halloween to appear and not Paul Rudd. I would like to see Paul Rudd maybe appear somewhere, though. I would like to see that. But I don't think he could play Ben Tramer because Paul Rudd actually, now that I think about it, he actually is kind of close to Jamie Lee Curtis's age, sort of. Maybe he's kind of 10 years younger, I think, but still pretty close. But still, I don't know. I imagine Ben Tramer being a contemporary of Laurie, so I don't know if the age quite works. Alright, let me see. Any other questions? Okay. Let me see. Corey Kamerman says Ben Tramer lives. He sure does. But I'm kind of hoping he's brought back and he ends up getting killed off. I'm kind of hoping. I feel like that's the great equalization. Like, he cannot stay alive. It's just not right. He's gotta die. He's gotta fucking die. Let me see. Corey Kamerman says, have you seen the hilarious House of Frightenstein, Doc? I have not. I haven't even heard of it. Is it an animated movie? Oh man, my lips aren't moving. Oh, sometimes that happens. My bad. My bad. And Michael Blanchard says, do you like Dr. Strangelove? I love that movie. I really do love that movie. It's a really great film. Really great, funny Kubrick film. One of the best. It's a great satire. It's a great satire of the military-industrial complex. And just the fact that, they'll engineer wars just because. Just because that's just what they do. Tom Wade says, Rudd is actually 71, just looks 42. I know you're joking, but he's 50, so that's pretty crazy, and he looks like, a guy in his 30s, like, he's doing pretty well. People are making fun of, like, Michael Myers being an old guy in the new Halloween movies, but, like, he's close to Tom Cruise's age, and, like, there's just some of these dudes that are able to stay young for a lot longer, like, young looking. So I kind of feel like he could have, the Michael Myers in the new Halloween could have been a lot less ravaged by age. Like, part of me feels like that could have happened. Simon Ausmus says, do talking to me. I've been binging the new Scooby-Doo movies. So I've been watching several key episodes, doing some research. So that's the goal, to get a new Do Talking to Me out. Hopefully by the end of this month, but I don't want to get too optimistic. Sometime soon, it's in the works, and it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time had by all, but I've sort of realized watching the new Scooby-Doo movies that, it has some problems. It does have some problems. Like, it should not be an hour-long Scooby-Doo show, because the stories just end up being totally incomprehensible, where you're just like, I don't even know what the mystery is or anything. Like, they just don't do a good job establishing shit at all. Like, just tons of nonsense, like, scenes too. It's wacky. Not a lot of clarity on that show. Let me see. Okay. Fat Fuck says, have you seen the Dr. Phibes movies? I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't seen them extensively, like, all the way through, and I'd like to change that. And I'd like to see some more Vincent Price movies, indeed. I really do need to, I need to start reviewing a lot more older films, too. I really do need to do that. I stay way too much in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. I need to go back into some horror history, for sure. Let me see. Okay, so Wait, Corey Kamerman's, let me see, did I... Oh, okay, so, Corey Kamerman says that let me see, okay, well, I'm sorry, let me see, the hilarious House of Frightenstein, okay, so, that show is from the early 70s from Canada with Vincent Price. Oh, I think somebody actually asked for that, asked me to review that on Patreon, so I might check that out, actually. Now that I think about it. Alright, let me see. Let's see. Okay, Blaze Piffington says, Doc, will you have any videos referencing your origin? The plan sometime in the future is to make, you know, comics, basically comics that just are narrative, actual stories with me and Goulash and our various adventures. Just to do comics in like a video format where it's kind of like motion comics. That's a plan. Not quite full-on animation because it's a little too difficult, but just some limited animation sort of motion comics with, you know, voice acting and sound effects and music and stuff like that. So it'd be like watching a cartoon, just, you know, without a ton of movement, I guess. But then again, I mean, with this sort of setup, possibly it would be possible to do some like Aqua Teen Hunger Force style narrative animation, I suppose. But nothing too crazy though. Seven Price says, watch House of Wax. I know that there was the original House of Wax movie, which was Mystery of the Wax Museum from the 30s. And then I think also in the 30s with Vincent Price, I think the remake was made in the 30s too, which that was so crazy. Like back in the 20s and 30s, they'd remake stuff like just a few years later, because, you know, there was no home media or anything, so they could get away with just sort of redoing movies. So, you know, there was those two classic House of Wax movies, and then there's the Paris Hilton one in the 2000s. I kind of want to review that one just for shits and giggles, just to have something to make fun of. Alright. Let me see. Remy Trait Stores says, I just hope the next two Halloween movies will be filled with references / homages, just for the sake of having them in there. All about the context. I agree. I'm hoping that it's, part of me, with these new Halloween movies, I was kind of not so okay with the new Halloween movie having a lot of like heavy references to past Halloween sequels, but I'm kind of into it because in some ways it feels like sort of reimagining the sequels because there's some great stuff in the Halloween sequels, but there isn't some over great continuity. But with this, there's an opportunity to make things sort of flow together, so you can sort of possibly do a lot of those concepts justice. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so the Vincent Price House of Wax was in the 50s, actually. Okay, never mind then. I don't know what I'm talking about. Corey Kamerman says, did you watch that weird Daphne and Velma movie, Doc? I did. I actually reviewed it, so check that out. There's a video you need to see if you haven't seen it all. Well, I'm guessing you haven't, so yeah, check that out. Check out that review. I go kind of in depth. It was not a fun time. Very low budget, very shitty. And Dr. Sartain pissed Corey Kamerman's off. Part of me is hoping that it sort of, I'm making a predictions video about what's gonna happen in the next Halloween movies. So you have that to look forward to, but I'm kind of hoping more comes out of the Sartain character, even though he's dead. Like, I'm hoping there's some kind of fallout with his character that leads to some interesting stuff. And greetings, Nick Adams. I don't know if you joined the stream from the beginning, but how you doing? Alright, I think, okay. Let me see. I think I'm gonna wrap it up now, but let me see if I'm gonna answer like just a few more questions, and I'm gonna wrap up the stream, and I'm gonna go to do shout-outs, so if you have anything you want me to shout out, this will actually be seen by a YouTube audience. So, in real time, I can shout out something for you, just to let you know. Let me see. Tony Boyd says, do you think the Tom Hardy as Van Helsing rumors are true? I haven't heard those rumors at all. It would be interesting, I do have to say. I kind of miss when Van Helsing was just like an old man that, you know, came across Dracula. Like, you know, I think that the Hugh Jackman movie has really changed people's ideas of what Van Helsing is like. But, oh, whatever. Michael Blanchard says, have you ever reviewed a film you've never seen? Of course I've seen all the well, let me think. No, I've definitely seen all the movies I've reviewed. Oh boy. It would be funny if I didn't. Like, if I just sort of guessed at what happened and got things really right. Oh, that would be something else. Oh boy, if I could just sort of, if I was like Kreskin, or was it Kreskin? Yeah, I think it was Kreskin, I think, yeah, Kreskin, the psychic, but then again, none of his predictions came true, so, whatever. Simon Ausmus says, shout out to Serafina, give us an update. Yeah, unfortunately, Serafina has not, has sort of, I guess, broken contact, so that's unfortunate. I hope she's doing well, I hope she pulls through. If you're unfamiliar, Serafina is a fan that is dealing with an illness, and I hope she, recovers from it. It's very sad. It's very sad, and I hope she gets better. Let me see. And just so you know, my avatar can't really get across emotions, so, always smiling, even when it's not appropriate. Oh, God. Okay, let me see. Does anybody have any shoutouts? Because otherwise, I'm gonna go straight to just I'm gonna, of course, give the shoutouts to my Platinum supporters, but if you hear live, you have something you want to shout out, let me know, because I'm about to go to the regular shoutouts, the standard shoutouts. Let's see. Oh, wait, okay, let me see. Fat Fucks has a shoutout. His name, it's Fat Fucks with PHs. Oh, man, okay. But Fat Fucks says, check out my channel for loads of 80s cheesy horror greatness. You heard the man, check him out. Check out Fat Fucks. I wouldn't expect you to be a horror review channel based on the name, but man. And Blaze Piffington says, shout out to Tropical Tasty Inc. Oh, I have never. I'm assuming that sounds like a great soda brand, a great juice brand. Alrighty, now time to actually wrap up the stream. Okay, let me get to the shoutouts, the Platinum supporter shoutouts. So, very special thanks to Alec Poor, Anthony Bonchewski, Benjamin J. Jones, Bread Ranger, Colonel 32, Corey Kamermans, Damian Preciado, Druid, Eddie De La Cruz Huerta, Eli Lichtenhahn, Gary Flanders, Gary Miller, Harley Graves, Ian Korchik, Jeremy Sepp, Jesus Perez, John Lavin, Joshua Hemmingson, Kevin Fitzpatrick, Crawberry Strush, Lane Robinson, Lou Mail, Marco E. Salinas, Matthew Flowers, Melanie Nutile, Michael Blanchard, Mr. Maskey, Nathan Malice, Parker Klein, Paul Schroeder, Pumpkin Hill, Racer Chase 1, Reckless 1199, Rocky Manson, Ryan Jenkins, Sarah O, Scott Sulfridge, Sean O'Brien, Simon Ausmus, The Evil Gimp, Tom Wade, Tony R. Tucker, Torchwood 79, Travis, Tristan Fawcett, and Willie Grills. Ah, damn it. Oh, and also, okay, I'm gonna give some, okay, last minute shoutouts. Okay, let me see. So, also, I'd like to give a shout-out to Movie Freak 688. He does movie reviews sometimes, and debases himself. Well, that's good to hear. Okay, now let's move on to the social media. So, keep in touch with me on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dr. Wolfula, and consider supporting my Patreon, where you'll get exclusive streams and other, you know, nice little goodies for the help. Like, actually being able to engage with me in these private streams and Q&As, you know, all kinds of fun stuff. Alrighty, but that has been it. If you like this video, like it, and if you loved it, subscribe for more, and make sure to click the motherfucking bell to keep track of all my future streams and uploads. I've been Dr. Wolfula, signing out. thank you all for joining me, patrons. Thank you, and thank you for the support, too. Alrighty, good night, guys.